Hi, I'm Jessilyn Persson, and I'm just on the Keith Andrews show, and it was awesome. I love Keith's personality and his movement and what he's about, and I appreciate the humor because that's my style. I really like that he's doing a bunch of different challenges. I know myself, I'm going to look into some of them, and with the ladies from the Rich Ladies, which is a movement I'm a part of, we're going to figure out how we can do a challenge together. And I say that because the challenge is we don't live in the same area or even in the same country, some of us. But there are times where we will get together, and I would love to do a challenge with Keith's support. And if anyone has the opportunity to be interviewed by Keith, I highly recommend it. He's a gentle soul and he's a lovely man. And I think he has a great attitude and he gives back so much that it's rare and hard to find personalities like this. So take advantage of it if he reaches out to you, or reach out to him. He loves to make new friends.
So the first thing I want to talk to you about is, what is the KeithAndrewNetWork? The whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities. Never give up and prove people wrong. Prove them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you want to be. So prove them, it's them out to something. So that being said, 26 minutes of your time, it's PG-13, freedom of speech, self-expression, and for people or fans who want to know all about you, you are a public speaker and a founding partner. So the first question I would ask you is, who influenced you to become a public speaker?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking. There's been several influencers, but I'd say probably one of the main ones is one of my partners and one of my mentors, coaches, is Richard Dolan. He's been speaking for many years, and he spoke, he learned under Tony Robbins, a couple of the presidents, and Oprah. So he is very well spoken.
No, absolutely. You know, Tony Roberts is someone I heard a lot of. A lot of people always said, hey, Keith, you should be part of TED Talk. Or have you ever been a part of TED Talk? And, for me, it's kind of like, maybe one day I will be part of it, but no one knows who the hell I am. So, but you've been a public speaker longer than I have. So have you ever had any opportunities or people reached out to you about being a public speaker for TED Talk?
Not for TED Talk specific, no. Now, sorry, I just want to make sure I heard the question correctly. Did you ask if I've had anyone reach out to me to help them be a public speaker?
Well, let me rephrase that. For people who want to be part of TED Talk, has anyone from TED Talk reached out to you? And let's just say it was that question.
Okay, then no, I have not.
So what about public speaking has impacted your life, and do you feel that it helped you change your personality?
Absolutely. Public speaking it was definitely something I had to work on in terms of the anxiety of being in front of people and caring about what people say and think and what I look like, kind of a thing. But I went and shifted my mindset to my bigger purpose, which is to help women live a life that they design. And so when I look at it from that point of view, I'll do what it takes to help women. If that means I'm on stage, if that means, I'm coaching them, if that means I'm volunteering, then that's what I'm going to do.
No, absolutely. It's always important to be a positive role model and make a perfect example and be a statue. But what I mean by statue is you stand for something and people can look up to you.
I love it. I love that.
So the other question I want to ask you, you mentioned you're also a founding partner. What can you tell us about your company that you're co-founding?
Sure. So I'm a co-founder of Legacy Global, which is a financial education company, but it's on financial mindset. So, and I clarify that because a lot of people instantly go into like financial advisors, stocks, bonds, that kind of a thing. But no, that's not what we do. We help individuals get over hurdles of what they think of money, how money impacts them, what they believe money means to them. And then we help them get from point A to point B. So where they are to where they want to be. And so I'm a co-founder in that. And out of that, we also co-founded what's called the Rich Ladies Movement. And that essentially is to help women as a community, help other women elevate and empower to live a life they deserve and a life by design. And I mean, that's my baby. I'm super passionate about that one. It was, originally my idea and vision. And then of course, with partners, we unfolded it. But it's, it's about having women, because women struggle with different things than men, right? Including like a lot of times self-worth, self-love, self-value, because women really just give. We do, and we give, right? Whether it's to our children, our husband, our family. And rarely do we take time to stop and take care of ourselves. And so that was really one of the big parts of the movement, is just how women recognize that they deserve the self-love, the self-care, and that if they put that first, everything else will actually work out a lot better.
No, I agree with you 100%. The Keith Andrew Network's my pride and joy. This June, do a little plug for it. This June will be officially 8 years I've been doing my talk show. Thanks to you, I think we're up to 835 episodes. But if you're available, I would love to have you join us June 10th, 5 o'clock. It's got to be my 8-year anniversary bash. And I have some great other ideas I would love to talk to you about off the air. But one I do want to talk to you about is I came across your episode. That's how we actually met yesterday. I know your show is just about women, and I have no problem with that whatsoever. But when I see an opportunity, I just, a light bulb goes off and I'm like, I have to take it. Or at least I have to ask, would you be interested in doing like a special episode where I would come on your show and talk about learning disabilities and how I accomplish my goals? And I mean, like, okay, that's great for me, but how that benefits you as a women out there who happen to have learning disabilities or suffer from depression, who need something to look up to. I think it, I hate the expression kills two birds with one stone, but I think it's like a win-win for both of us.
I think that's a wonderful idea. I definitely am open to it. We will have to talk with our partners as well. But no, I think it's a very positive outlook and a positive view. And just to be clear, it is a show for women, from women, but we actually do have several men attend as well. And they're there either supporting, their wife, their daughters, that kind of thing, or they're there actually to learn and help other women so that they can help women in the workplace, help learn how women work so they can work with them easier. So like I said, it is for women, but we do have men join, and we encourage men to join as well. And so they can just kind of see, because not very often do men, I think, get that opportunity to hear how women really work, and we're outspoken about it. It's not like we keep it quiet. We're like, we know what it is. And so for men to learn how women really work, it's just not a space, I think, that is made available very often.
Well, how about we look at it from a different point of view? Even if you don't want me on the show, that's fine. Nothing personal. But you could always talk about my message, and you can talk about it and turn it a segment for your show. Say, for an example, you came across this guy's story, and I think it resonates, or whatever the hell the word is, with everyone in the world, and you can just talk about it among yourselves. So it kind of like you're talking about a but I'm not fair, but you're just bringing more awareness to the situation and the opportunity. Just an idea.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we welcome ideas, because we're a movement for women, but we want women to know that it's all women, right? This doesn't matter if, height, weight, color, disability, whatever you want to call it. We're here to help holistically women. So yeah,
No, I agree. You know, for me, and I didn't mean to interrupt. I do apologize. But you know, for me, a lot of people talk about my show. It's like I always say, I made a hashtag KeithAndrewNetWork movement. And a lot of people are like, yeah, you're showing a movement, all right, a bowel movement. But it's about proving to those naysayers, you know, it doesn't matter if you're white, black, Spanish, Asian, if you have learning disabilities, if you don't have disabilities, if you're a man, if you're a woman, everyone, for the most part, goes through heartaches and they receive opportunities. Now, is there more bullshit that some people will get thrown at them than a normal person? Absolutely. But it's about showing you I can overcome that. You know, for me, I learn at a middle school to a high school level. I'm on the spectrum of being retarded because I read and learn at fifth grade level. I give you an example. I know you're a founding partner, so you have a lot of paperwork you have to go and do. So for me, someone would have to say, okay, I have it. Okay, there's a question. Can you sit down and describe it to me? Can you give me an example? And if it hasn't sinking in, can you give me another example? And another. To finally, not like I'm giving you the answers, but we can break it down to you till it sinks in. So everyone deserves the same opportunities out there. Hey, I never went to college. I don't have a BA or a bachelor's, but look at what I created, you know, out of thin air by myself. So it doesn't matter. Even if I was a woman and maybe in an alternative reality, if you believe in that, I do. But, you know, it's the same thing. You don't have to be this copy, black and white, stable. If you can't touch it and feel it, it isn't there, this imagination. But we're going to take a quick commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to talk about learning disabilities and disabilities when we come back. Back from the commercial break, the first thing I want to promote is HB Gibson. If you're into entertainment, definitely check out HB Gibson. Also, if you're into eating healthy, being fit, you want to lose that fat, I know I have a fat neck, so I can definitely check this out. It's Wife of a Fighter. Make sure you check out wifeofafighter.com. The following is brought to you by the Keith Andrew Network. We have some great challenges from the Human Pyramid Challenge to the Dumbo Challenge, to the Jumbo Book Challenge. Some of those ideas that we want to talk about off the air. But make sure to like and subscribe to the Keith Andrew Network. But the following is brought to you by disabilities. Disabilities do not dictate who you are and who you want to be. So prove about it. Still amount to something. So hashtag break the labels. Yeah, I do talk with my hands, of course I have it. Tonight, on Channel 5, 8 o'clock, it's WWE SmackDown. But if you're a big wrestling fan, definitely check it out. We have a lot of great things. Still looking to get sponsors, but you know, whatever. We can take whatever we can get. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is disabilities. Now, for your company, have you worked with people with learning disabilities? And are you willing and open to work with people with learning disabilities?
Great question. We're definitely willing and open in our company, which is a newer startup. So we've only been around for a couple of years. So, you know, most people who do a startup are familiar that it's a lot of sweat equity. So, and it's usually the partners who are doing all the work up front until they can, you know, branch off and afford to bring in employees. So once we get there, absolutely, we're open to who fits the role, right? And a lot of time, I like to stress it's attitude, because we can teach you skill.
No, absolutely. You're always learning something. One thing you can't fake is being stupid. Well, then again, a lot of people think I can, but but whatever. But the other one I want to ask you is, out of everyone that you worked with, do you trying to find a word that describes your company? Have you came across anyone who was, besides me, obviously, inspiring? It says, I have to have this person working for me, or I at least have to give this person an opportunity. Have you ever came across anyone like that?
I have. I kind of keep an eye out because I own a couple of other businesses, and I've been in the corporate world for many, many years. But generally, when I'm doing anything, to be honest, it doesn't matter if I'm out getting groceries or if I'm out at a gym. I listen to the attitudes of the people working there. And, every once in a while, I find a real high spirit, like someone who, they authentically mean what they say. It doesn't matter if like they're bagging groceries or stocking shelves, and they have an excitement in it. They actually enjoy what they're doing. And that's what I mean when I say attitude, right? Because that is hard to build. It is, if you don't have the right attitude, it's hard to teach that. But if you come in with the right attitude, then you can teach them pretty much anything.
No, absolutely. As I tell people, never do anything half-ass. And what I mean by that, it's say, well, I really don't like this job. I really don't want to be doing this right now. You don't know who's going to walk through that door. And when they see you, you have the first 10 seconds to make it last an impression. So make it count. When I worked over at Walmart, a lot of people came to my line and like, well, the joke is, oh, it doesn't look like you're busy. You're just standing here doing nothing. I want to keep you occupied. Ha ha ha. But there's other ones that say, I'm came to your line because you're standing here, you have a smile on your face, and you have a personality. And while I was ringing, this person said to me, you have this outgoing personality. My dad says I had diarrhea of the mouth. He says, you have this outgoing personality. And I just grow. What exactly do you do? Like, well, I'm a talk show host or podcast or whatever. Same thing to me anyway. And they're like, then why are you here? First off, I need material from a show, number one. And number two, I like interacting with people. Now, given the fact most of the people, you're like, who are you? Who moved to rock? You can say that about spiders too. You don't go digging if you don't want to go looking for answers. But it's kind of like, it's good to be yourself. There's other people who are like, I hate my job. I don't know why I'm here. And then other people like me, I'm like, I don't care. I like interacting with people. I tell you what, something stupid I did a while ago. Not a lot of people know this about me. They told me, Keith, go open a register. Okay, I can do that. Now go pick people offline and say, bring them over to your register. So I was like, well, I'm single. Why not have some fun with this? I want you, and I want you, and I want you. And I was like, so I only picked the 4 good-looking women that I found. I'm like, you, come into my line. And I'm like, you're supposed to be a cashier. This is not the Keith dating show. But I try to have fun with everything. One of my friends, like one of my catchphrases, when I ring somebody up, say, did you find everything you need today? The other one I would throw in there, did you find everything you did not need today? I just like to have fun, and I'll be like, dude, shut up and just ring. I can't do that. I have diarrhea of the mouth. I like to be cartoony. I want to be spontaneous. It does say, this is who I am, accept it, or make friends with the door. And some people can accept that, and other people can't. Now, for you being a public speaker, do you keep it serious, or do you try to throw jokes in there and have a good time?
I prefer to have a good time. I'm the middle of 3 girls growing up, And I was always the prankster, the joker out of the family. And to this day, I still am, even though I'm an adult and, you know, some things I probably shouldn't do. But I, like you, like to have fun. And any opportunity I get, I try and take it. Like, I know in my home, I have 2 little guys, a 5 and a 7-year-old. And some might think this is a cruel mom, but I love to scare them. Oh my gosh, like if I could jump out of, you know, their bedroom when they weren't expecting me, you know, and of course it's all in good fun. They give me a big hug, but that's just kind of my personality. And so when I'm on stage, obviously I'm there for the audience and the topic, but I always believe in being an open book as well, transparent. So I will share my stories of what I've been through. I'm not afraid of what they are or to hide them. And I will like just be kind of upfront and open. And if people have questions, I say ask away. I've got, you know, nothing to hide. And to be a good role model, I think you want to be open like that, because if there's something you're not willing to share, that questions, like, what are you hiding, and what am I not learning, or what should I be nervous or aware of? And you shouldn't, you know, you're perfect exactly how you are and exactly how you aren't. So when I'm on stage, yeah, I like to have fun. I really like to engage the crowd. I'm not really one to stand and speak. That doesn't work well for me. My energy goes down. But when I can engage in the crowd and, you know, get them speaking, because it's about them. It's not so much about me, at least in my opinion. That's when I have the most fun.
Oh, absolutely. Now, last thing I want to ask you before I ask my last question is, are you up for challenges? And not to sound like, for an example, have you ever had an opportunity to do one of those human pyramids, or would you be interested in doing stuff like that?
I'd be open to reviewing what it is. And I say that because, you know, when it was a fad to do that ice bucket challenge.
Yeah.
And I looked at that and went, you know, I live in Alberta, Canada, and we get winter 8 to 9 months a year. I don't need to be in any more ice.
No, I agree. You know, for the Keith Andrew Network, I have actors, actresses, models, CEOs, professional wrestlers, people with disabilities, people without disabilities. I have kid actors, I have graphics, so a little of everything. But I'm thinking, how about we do something different? How about we do something fun? So I have the Dumbo Challenge. So pretty much what the Dumbo Challenge is pretty much you climb on top of each other, but it's a pyramid, but you climb on top of each other, but each person would reenact the line from each person. So like the bottom person is like the matriarch, and the second one is kind of like a drama queen. So you have fun with it, reenacting the lines and putting your own spin on it. Of course, I have someone who's the mouse and who's the ringmaster. So it's a combination. It sounds stupid, but it's really a lot of fun. I have the Jumbo Book Challenge where you're pretending you're marching, and at the end, you just like dog pile. It's a lot of fun. I already had a team do this. And I know you and your 2 other girls were on the show. One of them was going to be on the show. I can't remember her name for the life of me. I told her about the ideas. It's like, hey, you're into fitness. I have some fitness challenge for you. And there's like the exercise ball challenge. You know what the point of that is, how many people can stack on the ball without, it's kind of like a Guinness Book of World Records. How many people can kneel on the ball and set a record? If you can get 5 people, hold it for 2 minutes, there you go. You just made a record, and then you can challenge other people. Say, I did something, you know, no one has ever thought about doing. Now I challenge you. But those are some ideas we can talk about off the air. But with the last 2 minutes, I'm going to pass it over to you. Was there anything you want to know, anything you want to talk about? But the last one, I do want to ask you real fast. I want you to be brutally honest. When I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what made you say yes? How do you feel now? And would you recommend it to other people? Passing it over to you.
You know what made me say yes is that you directly approached me and you asked. I rarely say no. like you say, you get a new friend. I believe opportunity is anywhere and everywhere. So I've always had open door policy to meet anyone. You know, even when I was working in the corporate world, people were like, would you be interested in meeting or interested in that? I'm like, absolutely, because I don't know where the next opportunity might come, either for me or for me to help someone or a connection. So I always will explore every option. So yeah, no, I love that you reached out. Absolutely.
No, absolutely. I really appreciate that. Was there anything you wanted to plug? How can our fans and listeners get in touch with you?
Absolutely. So you can catch me at jessilyn@richarddolan.com. So it's JESSILYN. And then, so, you know, I'm a big fan of Rich Ladies. We do a free call every Wednesday at 6:30 Eastern. So again, if you look me up on IG or Facebook, I do have my link there, or just DM me. I'm happy to reach out and get you that link. We'd love to have you part of our community as we keep growing and shifting and helping other women. So, I mean, the big thing here is just building a community of women to help more women and just get this movement global.
Nope, absolutely. Wrapping up the show, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest. I want to say thank you for your time. Make sure to like and subscribe to the Keith Andrew Network. And as I say to all my fans, catch you later.